Hello, good afternoon. We are here in the Teacher Lounge of the Radboud Teaching and Learning Center, together with the researchers who are doing research within the TLC. Their program is called Education in Transformation, Enhancing Competencies for an Uncertain Future. We will just have a conversation. This is not a talk show, it may be a listening show. And I start listening and ask you, could you present yourself a little bit and choose whoever wants to begin?
I can start if you want. Yes. So I'm Kim van Broekhoven. I'm a postdoctoral researcher affiliated at the Teaching Learning Center, Radboud Teachers Academy and Behavioral Science Institute. And in my research, I'm specifically looking at how we can develop creativity in higher education. And then it's not creativity as most think like artistic creativity, but more creative problem solving. So if we design a curriculum in such a way we have projects and tasks, how can we prepare our students to come up with novel and useful ideas? And then in my research, I look specifically at teams. So how do students together generate and select innovative ideas? And how can teachers support and guide this process?
Okay, nice, thank you.
Thank you. I'm Rosie Thought. I'm a junior researcher of the Future of Academia Action Research Project. Which is about creating experimental learning spaces that look into how can we create an education that helps students to become more responsible in the world of the Anthropocene. So how do they face up the challenges? So it is very much about, from a higher educational perspective, how do we raise students to become adults out in the world.
Okay.
My name is Lieke van Lieshout. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the Teaching and Learning Center and the Donders Institute. And my research is about motivation in higher education. And I am a cognitive neuroscientist, so my research is quite fundamental, and I also do quite some fMRI studies to figure out the brain mechanisms behind motivation. And I specifically focus on the differences and commonalities between extrinsic motivation, so motivation coming from the outside world, and intrinsic motivation, so motivation that comes from yourself.
Okay. And this is Leah Fluit. I haven't introduced her yet, and I'm Jan Bransen. I'm touching the micro. We are from the Teaching and Learning Center, and I hear three rather different stories. But no doubt there is some kind of common thread in your research, and could you elaborate a bit on that?
Yes, I'm going to start. So our research comes together on three different levels. I would say my research is the most sort of the most open level, because it is very much about students and educators in the world. So how do we connect to the world? And then after that, it's Kim's research, which more looks into a classroom setting. And then the most fundamental part is looking into fMRI studies and more fundamental research about motivation.
Yeah, to add on to that, the nice thing is that the insights that Lieke actually acquires in a fundamental research I can use in a classroom setting on how teams together then generate ideas and whether they're motivated or not intrinsically or extrinsically. And then that is on a classroom setting, how groups do that in a creative setting. And then my research translates again to you on a higher level again, if you think really about the future of academia and also responsibility and citizenship. So that's also how we connect.
Okay. Interesting.